This week we're going to be starting our last unit, and it's all about exponential functions. So we're going to be talking about exponents. So today we're going to be talking about multiplying and dividing like bases, or the product property and the quotient property. So to warm up, let's review a little. What is x plus x plus x? Okay, well, when we add those, there are three of them, so we would say that is 3x. Okay, when we have repeated addition, we use coefficients. That's the number in front of the variable. Okay, now in our next one it says x times x times x. When we have repeated multiplication, we use powers. That's x to the third power. Okay, so we would use powers or exponents. All right, so now let's use that to help us when we are multiplying x cubed times x to the fifth. Well, remember, when we have powers, that means that we are using repeated multiplication. So when we have x to the third, that means that we have x times x times x. That covers our x to the third. Now, when we take that times x to the fifth, okay, that means that we have 5 x's. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that covers x to the fifth. So as you can see, we have 3 from the first one, 5 from the second one. So altogether, how many x's are we multiplying? You're right, we're multiplying 8 of them, so we would say x to the 8th. Now, if we scroll up and we look at our next couple examples, let's look at these. The next one says simplify 4x squared times 3x to the fourth. Well, that is all multiplication. So if we're looking at the parts that we can put together and multiply, we would look at the 4 and the 3. What's 4 times 3? 4 times 3 is 12, okay? So we would say that's 12. And now we have how many x's? Well, from the first one, we have x to the second, 1, 2, okay? And then from the second one, we have x to the fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4. So altogether, how many would we have? We would say this is 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. X to the sixth. All right, now in our third example, we have now we have a couple different variables. Well, that's okay. We can list them all out and figure this out. First, let's look at our coefficients. Well, 2 times 4 is 6. So let's first write that down. This is all multiplication, so now we look at our x's. We have 1 right here and 3 right here, so that would be 1, and then 1, 2, 3. Now we also have y's. I left a little space there to put them right next to each other. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then in the second one, we have 1, 2. Now, when we're seeing that this is all multiplication, we can say that this is 6. How many x's do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have y's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Y to the 7th. Okay, now it would be great if we could make this go a little quicker, because we don't want to have to list these out all the time. That takes way too long. So if you look here, how do let's look back at example 1. 3 and 5 equal 8. Let's look at the second one. 2 and 4 equals 6. And then let's look in the third example. If you look at the x's, there's 1 here and 3 here for a total of 4. And if you look at the y's, there's 5 here and 2 here, which equal 7. So if you look at that and make some general observations, okay, what happens when we multiply variables with exponents? We can, yeah, you guessed it, you can add. the exponents as long as the variables match. So as long as the bases or the variables match, we would say x to the a times x to the b would be x to the a plus b. All you have to do is add the exponents. So that will save us some time now because we don't have to list them out. So if we look at example 4, we notice that this is all multiplication. Numbers right next to variables as multiplication. Variables right next to variables as multiplication, and there's a dot in the middle. It's all multiplication. So let's look at our whole number parts. We've got -8 times 4. That would be, positive times a negative is a -32. So that covers our whole number part. Now we have a's. Let's see here. There are 2 a's here, a squared, and an a here. So 2 plus 1 would be a to the 3rd power. Very good. Now we go on to the next one and we say b's. We've got b to the 4th and b to the 5th. 4 plus 5 is, yes, 9. Last but not least, there's this c here at the end. And if you look closely, okay, we've only have one c squared. So then at the end of our statement, we would say just c squared. We'll scroll up here, and now let's look at some division problems. Now let's look at example 5. What's 8 divided by 8? Yeah, that equals 1. Whenever you divide something by itself, it equals 1. So let's transfer our knowledge. What's v divided by v? If we have anything divided by the same thing, it's always going to be 1. Great, now let's look at this last one. Now this one has 2 parts. It's all multiplication on top and the bottom, but then we have a division. So if we look at the parts, if we just say, let's look at this 28 divided by 7. 28 divided by 7 is 4. So we would say 4. Now let's look at v divided by v. V divided by v is 1. So 4 times 1 would just be 4, and that would be it. Okay, well, let's look a little bit more then at example 6. Now let's simplify these two x's. Now they have powers, so remember, it's not just an x there and an x there. There's actually 6 x's there. So let's list them out. On the top, we would have x times x times x times x times x times x. Whew, good thing there's only 6. On the bottom, we would have x times x. There's 2 on the bottom. Now, this is all multiplication and then with division. So what happens here? If we have x divided by x, those cancel, right? They become 1. If we have x divided by x here, those cancel. Those become 1. So how many are left? If we look, we count up 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 x's left, x to the 4th. Let's scroll up and find the next one. Okay. So the next one says 5x squared over 10 x to the 4th. Now let's just write all of these out. So we've got 5x times x. On the bottom, we have 10x times x times x times x. Okay, let's see here. Well, the 5 divided by 10, we know 5 divided by 10. Let's see here. We can divide them both by 5. So if we divide them both by 5, we get 1 and 2. So that becomes 1 over 2. Now, if you look here with the x's, we know that these would cancel each other out, and these would cancel each other out. So it looks like we have 2 left on the bottom. So we would say x times x. So to simplify this, we still have to keep our 1 on the top, and then over 2x squared. Excellent. All right, and our very last one. Okay, let's look at this bottom one. Are we seeing any patterns yet? Let's see here. Let's go back. 6 and 2 give us 4. 2 and 4 give us 2, but on the bottom. So, what's going on? Well, let's try the last one here. Example 8. That's on our screen anyhow. All right, we would have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2 y's. 1, 2, 3. Oops, 3 of them. Okay. All over. Now on the bottom we would have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5 y's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do we end up with? Well, here with our 6 and our 4, it doesn't look like they divide evenly. I think we can just divide them both by 2. So let's do that. I think we'd end up with, let's see here, 3 and 2. So those would cancel out and become 3 on top, 2 on the bottom. Now, how many x's cancel out? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're left with x to the third on top, and 1, 2, 3 cancel out here, so we're left with y squared on the bottom. Okay. If we look, how do the 7 and the 4 give us 3? How do the 3 and the 5 give us 2 on the bottom? Yep, you guessed it, subtraction. So that will be our last point of the day. When we're dividing variables with exponents, we can, yes, we would subtract the exponents as long as the variables match. You have to have the same base or the same variable. So when you are dividing, you can subtract and say x to the a minus b. Now, if the bottom is larger, we would subtract from the bottom and say 1 over x to the b minus a. Okay? We'll talk more about those kind of exponents later when we have more on the bottom, but that'll be in a couple days. So let's finish out this last example. Let's try not to list all of them out, okay? We'll try to just use the properties that we know. Okay, well first, let's highlight. We've got a 2 and 5, but nothing on the bottom. So that would give us, let's see here, 10. Now, we have a, let's see here, a on the top, 5 a's on the top. So that would be a total of a to the 6th. And then we have 2 on the bottom. So when we have the 2 on the top, we would have a to the 6th, and then we have 2 on the bottom. Okay. Last but not least, we have c squared on the top, c to the 6th. So 2 plus 6 would give us 8, c to the 8th, and then c to the 5th on the bottom. Now, lastly, we can do our division. We've got a to the, now when we're dividing, we would have 6 minus 2, right, would give us 4. So we would put a to the 4th, and then b to the 8 minus 5, right, would give us 3. So that would give us a 3 here. Nice job. Now you can try some on your own.